Hi guys! So this week I decided it was perfect weather. Well, it was actually rainy weather. And I started watching some like old movies that I used to watch. You'll see one of my favorite Studio Ghibli movies I watched while I was folding laundry, and it was kind of really rainy on Friday into Saturday, and I just felt like I really wanted something different. So I decided that we would do some spring cleaning today, since I knew today was gonna be a lot nicer, and with spring cleaning, some rearranging of the bedroom and the apartment. So while I was there, I just kind of started looking at the room in a way that I might be able to rearrange things. So Saturday night, after doing some laundry and the rain happening and folding, I just started to move things around just a tiny bit. So like you'll see this nightstand behind me had moved to this other side of the room so that I could just kind of like see like what the space looked like. I had to measure everything out, see if everything would fit. The way that we decided to have it did fit pretty well. It's a little bit like funny having the other nightstand over there, but it actually kind of works really well, surprisingly. So I'm really happy with that result. This weekend was kind of just like some time to get things rearranged, to get things ready, because this coming weekend and week after, I have a lot going on. So I'm gonna have my grandparents coming down. We're gonna spend some time with them for the weekend, and then as the weekend ends, I'm actually going to head to an event that unfortunately I can't record at. Then I'll be back on the next weekend. My grandparents will come back because they're making a trip from Maine. They're coming all the way down. They're gonna visit some family that lives further down south from us, and then they're going to make their way back up. And the timing happens to be well so that when the event is over for me, they're making their way back up to come see us, and then I'll spend a few days with them during the week after. So this next weekend, I might not have anything out as I spend time with my grandparents and get ready for that trip. But coming back from the trip, I should be able to have maybe like a part 2 to the spring cleaning and rearranging, hopefully for something that we want to do upstairs in the office space to kind of make it a little more of a like comfier like reading space and office space as well. As of right now, it's kind of like got some storage, and then it's mostly where I do my work. We really want to make that space somewhere we can actually just spend some time whenever we want to just read our books. As you can see from the footage here, like we have a lot of books. We like to read a lot. There's like stacks of books up on the dresser. There's stacks of books over on the nightstand that my husband has. We have more books in our TV stand, and we also have books upstairs in the office space already. We just kind of want to consolidate that, put it more into a nicer like bookshelf storage thing, and then also like get comfortable seating up there so that we can enjoy that space a little more as like a reading space. So that's part of the plan for the next video, which likely won't be up this next weekend, but will be up the weekend after. Yeah, so this is the new space. I really love it. It feels so clean and just cozy to me. I really love having switched the bed to the other side of the room because, well, the wall from the window is shorter. So I feel like there's a lot more light coming in where we are, which will be really nice, like a little bit of an extended daylight sort of thing. So maybe we can have these blinds open a little more, enjoy the light that just comes in naturally. And yeah, just having it rearranged feels like a refresh. It's like a restart, which I think is a great thing that you can focus on as you go into the spring. So without further ado, we're gonna do our journal entry for this week, showing maybe the new setup. So as you can see in this photo, it came out really dark, which I was very surprised by because, as you can tell by the video before, it had plenty of lighting. So I waited a little while to see if this was going to develop into anything more, but by the time that I realized that the photo was going to stay dark, I decided I would take a new shot and see if I could make it better. So the Polaroid camera that I do have has a setting on it where you can make it lighter or darker based on the area that you're in. So I actually set it to be lighter this time, and then unfortunately on my second shot the lighter options seem to really lighten it a lot. I also think maybe it would have helped if I would have turned a light on inside the actual room to see if that might have changed something, but that's alright. I took it for what it was and decided that I would just include both photos because you can kind of see different components with both, and I wasn't gonna play around too much more with the camera since you only get so much film at once, and I was trying to just kind of get like a best shot, and you know, like having flaws in the actual pictures kind of make them artistic in its own way. So yeah, that's how I decided to organize the journal entry, and I think it came out pretty well for what it was. I also added the wording so that it says what I was doing, you know, aka reorganizing and spring cleaning, so that there was kind of a little bit of an explanation as to why. So when I reference it later in the future, I know exactly why I took this picture and why this picture makes sense for this journal entry.
Lost in the city lights, our love's electric, right? You make me feel alive.
Here's the result, and I hope you like it. If you haven't subscribed, this would be a great time to do that, and like the video if you like it, and just let me know what you think of the way we rearrange things, if there's something you feel like we could do differently that might be better. And I will see you guys next time when we go to work on the upstairs. Great to have you, and see you next time.